Hey there! Welcome to Everything Gem. I'm so glad you could join me today. I know this is not one of those features that came on my awesome webcam. This is actually me in my body painting getup. Of course, it's like midnight, and so it has faded, and I'm shiny, and stuff's like cracking in there and everything. But I want you to take a quick peek so you can see my hair. Let's see if I can do this the right way. Bear with me. Okay, so I have like this really groovy hair. Isn't that cool? And I can move my dragon for you. So this is all painted on me, all the way in the back and everything. It's really cool. And right here as well. And I had a really great photo shoot, and we'll talk about that a little bit more. And my room is still dirty and everything, so yeah. And we have lots of stuff to talk about. Like I said, it's midnight, so I'm kind of burnt out, but I want to get through this because I haven't done it in a while, and I have a big week planned, so I'm really excited. So everything Gem. Please, if you haven't already, like me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter, follow me on Instagram, and please subscribe to my YouTube channel. That way you can get all my podcasts and stuff like that as soon as they come up. I think that the webpage is up. Joelle's been working on that, and that's my daughter, and she's been doing a really good job. There's a lot of things that we have to put up there, and it changes so often, but she's been doing an amazing job. If it's not up, it's because I forgot to give her something, because she gives me these assignments, and I don't always get them done. So, today, like I said, tomorrow morning, I am going to be joining Blaine Humbles on his show on Chaotic Radio. Oh my gosh, my Pandora's freaking out. Hold on 1 second. I'm going to stop this for 1 second. Hold on. Okay, I'm back. I just have to have music playing or something because I get really anxious and stuff. So anyway, I was telling you tomorrow morning at, which will be Monday, July 14th, I'm going to be on the Blaine Humbles show on Chaotic Radio. I think I'll be there at 9:30. And I think his show starts at 8 o'clock. So I posted that up on Facebook. I'm hoping that I can be a regular on that show. That would be really, really cool. He's a really cool guy, and he's been very supportive in helping me in a lot of things. And also, let me see, what else is coming up? Let's see, we have Kicking It Old School tomorrow on KCA Radio, 10:50 a.m. The station that leaves Jim behind. Yes, that is at 5 o'clock, and I'm really excited because we're going to have Mike O'Hearn on there. He's amazing. Oh my God, he's so handsome. He's beautiful. Anyway, he's like the face for those romance novels, and he's a bodybuilder, and he's a judo master, and all kinds of stuff. He's just this amazing guy, and he's really nice, which is really unusual. But anyway, we're going to interview him on the show tomorrow. So again, that is going to be our guest on Kicking It Old School at kcaaradio.com. That's the easiest way to listen, or you can go to the TuneIn app. Now, if you want to watch, you can go to ustream.tv, and you can watch us doing the show live at 5 o'clock, and you can also call in as well. We're going to be doing updates on the Masters Hall of Fame, which will be in Long Beach on August 1st. It's the red carpet event that recognizes excellence in martial arts. So we have so many people being inducted this year. It's going to be fantastic. And Mike O'Hearn is one of those people. So again, Masters Hall of Fame. And I think something's going on outside. I don't know if it's my sprinklers or what. But anyway, we're just going to try to ignore it, okay? It's like in hypnosis. It's like, let all the outside sounds take you deeper into this sleep. Anyway, also, Kaizen Dojo. William Ford is going to be having his fundraiser for the St. Jude Hospital, and that's going to be on July 20th. I know he's almost reached his goal so far, which was $10,000. He might have reached it today. I was just kind of out of touch because I was at that photo shoot. So again, that's Kaizen Dojo, William Ford, and I believe that is in Torrance. I'm going to be there on July 20th. He's going to be fighting 40 people for his 40th anniversary in martial arts, which I think is absolutely amazing. So yay. I think my surgery is going to be in mid-August sometime. It might just be sooner. Who knows? And if you want to find all the entire update or a more detailed update, you can go ahead and check out my vlog, and I will talk about it there because I don't want to bore everybody to death with all the details. But I do have a few things to talk about as far as that goes anyways. Today we're going to be talking about dumpster diving. That seems like it's really exciting. The Nepali girl who committed suicide after Brazil lost. Really, really interesting stuff. Let me see. The first legal marijuana purchase in Washington. How that turned out. Phil Barone, the former drummer of Skid Row, and what he's up to lately. Oh, I forgot to put something in my notes. But let's talk a little bit about my boob update. So my sick boob is my cancer awareness campaign. And again, you can check that out on my vlog. But let's see what's going on. Craziness this week. Major anxiety. The whole thing is I kind of think that I just worked myself into a frenzy. I was having like my arm was kind of hurting me, and I do have asthma, but I was kind of like having shortness of breath, which is really unusual for me. And I think that what happened is I was thinking, oh my gosh, my arm hurts and my side hurts and this is happening and blah, 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 blah. And it is my right breast and it was my right arm. So I'm thinking all this craziness. And I think that that's what kind of made me go into this panic along with the fact that I do 8 million other things. And I decided to go to the doctor, and he said that he checked like my lymph nodes and everything, and that nothing was crazy or seemed particularly, swollen or anything irregular. So he actually prescribed me some Xanax. And for those of you who don't know, I'm not really big on taking medicine and stuff like that. So I thought, okay, so I got the prescription filled, and I'm thinking, well, if I don't want to take it, then obviously I'm going to have to come up with some way to go ahead and relieve all of that anxiety and stress. So it kind of like, I didn't take the medicine and the medicine worked, but the fact that I got the medicine actually motivated me to find a new way to make that work out. So that in itself, I think, was really, really cool. Did you guys get to notice my really cool eyelashes that I have on that are actually falling off now, but they're like blue and really pretty and long and stuff? They're really groovy. Anyway. I was just like looking at them. I was like, I was doing this thing. It's like, oh, that's really cool. Oh yeah, Botox needs to happen. No, I'm just kidding. Okay. So I'm gonna get back on track. So I went to the doctor, and everything's fine. And coincidentally, I talked to City of Hope. I have an appointment for Wednesday. So please check out my vlog because I'm really excited. And I just want this shit out of my boob. Just, I'm cool with my boob. I don't even mind the fact that my boob is bigger on one side, which today, like I said, I did my body painting, which is also part of the cancer awareness program. I'm looking for extreme ways and unusual ways, focusing a lot on the artsy aspect of it for my campaign to get people's attention so that they can hear what I have to say and they can listen to my journey. Of course, I'm going to repeat that a lot. Sorry about that, you guys. You should probably go to the bathroom during that part. But anyway, I actually had the people that were there painting me feel the lump in my boob. So I'm going to stand up for a second real quick so you can see, kind of get like a little bit of a view of what it kind of looks like. It's really, really groovy. I don't want to stand up all the way because my kids will freak out. But you can see I'm painted. Isn't that cool? I think it's cool. So while they're painting me, okay, I'm going to scooch back in here. Okay, while they're painting me, I actually, oh crap! Shit! Okay, let me stop this and figure this out. Okay, so I just had that like little quick boo-boo, so I'm going to probably have to have my daughter do something to that. So I'm not going to upload it tonight, but anyway. Okay, so let's just keep talking. So while I was doing the body painting, oh my gosh, I can't believe I did that. While I was doing the body painting, I actually had them feel the lump so they would know what it felt like. And my right breast is actually getting kind of like warm and everything, and it's like a little bit warmer, I think it is. And they could feel just how different it felt in comparison to the other one, which was, I thought it was really cool. So yeah, the makeup artist and the guy that's painting me and whoever pretty much. And we painted like I said, when we painted myself, it was really funny because there's this one point where he's like, okay, you have to come clean shaven. And it really sucked because, like, I think it was like the week before I was looking on Craigslist and stuff like that for, I don't even remember what I was looking for. And I saw this, this one ad that said, you know, you can get money if you allow this person to shave you clean, you know. And I'm like, oh, I need that guy now. So I tried to find it and I couldn't find it. But anyway, you had to go like clean shaven, no lotion on you, blah, 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 blah. And, that, yeah, that was an experience. I hadn't, like, been that clean shaven in a long time. Oh my gosh, I have no need for all of that, right? It was just like back in the day, you'd have to, like, do that so that, anyway, I hadn't done that for a while. It was really funny because they give you this tape, and, excuse me, they give you this tape, and he's like, okay, you gotta, like, just put this piece of tape on your hoo-ha. So I'm like, that seems easy enough, because first I just went in and I just had to take off my top. So I was just in front of the painter. I'm like, all right, I can do that. And then we're in the room with people and photographers and makeup and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, he goes, okay, can you just take off your top if you feel comfortable enough to do that? And I was like, all right, I'll do that. So take off my top, right? And I'm getting painted. And then, sorry, gosh, I showed my nipples. Anyways, I'm getting painted, and then pretty soon, like, I had to take the bottom part off, so that's when I had to put the tape on, right? And so they give you this tape. It's, you know, just like the kind you use to wrap your hand or whatever. And so I go in there and say, go in the bathroom, like, all right. So I pull out a strip, and I'm like, how all right, well, let's see the width first. So I situate myself, put everything in its spot. What is it? A place for everything and everything in its place. Put myself all together as much as possible. And I put one strip on there, and I'm like, well, where's it supposed to end? You know, it's supposed to go up the back. I'm like, halfway up my back. I mean, how far back? So then take that off. Ah! Okay, I took that off. Next time I'll be a little bit more careful. So then I go out and say, excuse me, can you tell me how far back this has to go? And she goes, oh yeah, just like up to your butt, you know, just as far as where your butt starts. I'm like, all right. So I go back in, take out another piece of tape, and then I was like, put that on. I was like, wait a second. I think it just like seems like, and he's like, squat when you do it, put it on, and then stand up. And I'm like, oh, I don't think I did that. And so I go back to the door and say, excuse me again. And they're like, yes. It's like, am I doing like one strip width or two strip width? And it's like, we'd like to use as little as possible. So I'm like, okay. So I go back and all right, so I take it off again. Then measure piece out again. One piece this wide by this long is going to cover my goods. All right, put everything up there. Everything's nice and tidy. Put that on. And I walk out. Yeah. Yeah, that was fun. I try not to think about it a whole lot and just do it, okay? And really and truly, Luciano, he's very professional in every way. I mean, even though we went to his house, it's all set up like a studio, and it's really pretty amazing and stuff. So the environment added to like the professionalism, and I felt really comfortable. So I sat there, and they started painting me, and that was really crazy. And like I think I said to you guys before, he's doing this, and he's going to put them all together in a book and stuff. And he does a lot of different people, but obviously, you know, everybody goes for a different reason, and has mostly younger models and stuff like that. So it was very different. Even like for makeup and stuff like that, it's completely different when you're dealing with somebody that's a bit older. You have like other kinds of challenges like anything else. So that was really, really cool. And we're going to do a few other themes. And at first I thought, oh, he's going to hate me. And he's not going to want me to come back. He's like, oh my God, you're old and fat and you're this and you're that. Because, you know, we think about that kind of stuff, or at least I do. And he's like, no, we got to do the other one. And so that was really exciting. We took, I don't know if this is my notes yet, but we took over 500 pictures. It is insane. We took so many pictures, so many random pictures, and then as well as the ones that in a more professional setting, you know, after the painting was done. But all the while during the process and stuff like that, we took a lot of great pictures. And they are just an amazing, amazing team. Makeup lady, awesome, 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 awesome. She did my hair too. Looks really groovy. I can't wait to check it out. It's going to just, I don't know how I'm going to wash all this off, but we're going to try. I have these like really long dragon lady nails on, but I couldn't type and do my script and do everything, so I had to take them off. So, yeah. Anyway, also, let's see. We want to do a couple other themes. I know we're going to do like the camo kind of outfit. That's going to be cool, like the whole military thing, blah, blah, blah. We're going to do the red moon woman kind of thing, and possibly, you know, music, and I don't know what else we're going to put in there. We're thinking about doing the high times kind of theme, going with the high times and all the different sponsors and people, or actually people are just supportive right now. How we're going to do that, but I still want to go to Valerie Corral's and go ahead and take the pictures in her little farm and stuff like that. So we'll see. We did some really cool pictures. That it's odd because like the geisha is, you know, like my dragon I think is Chinese, and then like this is more Japanese, and it just kind of, there were things that didn't work, and like certain poses and stuff that I knew that I wasn't in what was a proper stance for the art, not the art of the photography, but the martial art itself or whatever. And so that was like a big conflict for me. That was kind of interesting to kind of get over and stuff like that. But anyways, yeah, it was just quite an experience, just being there like in your nakedness, standing there for hours and stuff like that. It's kind of crazy. It was so funny because it's not like that piece of tape actually covers anything, but they paint over it anyway. And I couldn't potty for a long time, so I was like careful not to drink and stuff. It's like all these things that you just don't think about, you know what I mean? It was so funny because I was like, oh my God, and I didn't want to eat anything. And I was like, oh my God, what if I had gas? What if I had gas? You know, you got like people all over, up, in, around, and about. It's like, I'll just blow that tape right off. You know what I mean? I was like, yeah, I didn't eat. I really drank, and then like, oh my gosh. But it took a while, but everything was good. It's really funny because like they're gonna like kind of block out your nipples. They're gonna Photoshop out your nipples, and I just think like the idea of something goes from sexual to not sexual based on your nipples. You know, if they see your nipples, all of a sudden it's be pornographic more. I mean, just kind of just steps over that little boundary. But if they don't see it, if it just looks like just the plain front view or whatever, then it's not. So he blocks out that stuff, and obviously a little part in the frontal area, by my hoo-ha. And we were just thinking, are we gonna block out those things? I'm gonna see how the pictures come out and see how that's gonna work. We might just do some that are, you know, the edited and then the non-edited kind of thing. We'll see. We'll see. The makeup artist was of Cindy Jensen, and she was amazing. It was really cool because, like, when they were doing it, like, my neck was really ticklish. I could swear I'm not a ticklish person, but my neck was really, really ticklish. And, you know, it was funny because when I had the fingernails on and, like, later I had to go to the bathroom, I had to do anything, I was like, how do these ladies, you know how you have that lady that has, like, those ginormous nails and stuff like that, that you can't eat. I mean, you definitely cannot wipe. You can't wipe anything. I mean, no, there's nothing that's going to get wiped, or, you know, just, or maybe I'm just unskilled and I need to wear them long. You can't really pick up stuff to eat. You can't really do anything. So what do you do with those long, old, ginormous nails? But they look really cool for the shoot, though, you know, and the pictures and stuff like that. So, yeah, that was very cool. But I'm still a little bit puzzled on how those people, like, live with those nails and stuff. We're going to be posting some up on the website, like I said, the random ones and things like that. And I'm hoping we're going to sell the other ones, kind of like a little fundraiser thingy, and see how that goes. So I'm pretty excited about that. Anyway, so if we're going to be posting that stuff on the My Sick Boob part part. And when I do those updates, I'm also thinking about just doing audio, because a lot of times I really don't have the luxury of sitting there and everything and talk about all that stuff. But anyway, that's enough about the photo shoot. And my dragon is so great. Oh, and then like I have some kids' initials here and stuff. That was pretty cool too. I'm supposed to put all my kids' initials, but they wouldn't send them to me, so they're non-cooperative. So whatever. Next one, next shoot, which hopefully we'll do Thursday or Saturday. I wish we could do live. If we could do like some kind of a live stream, that would be really, really cool. So I'm going to see if that's, oh my gosh, I'd have to be so brave. Let's move on. So I did the MMA fights this weekend. I went over there to Archangel's Tournament of Truth 3 over at the Riverside Auditorium, and it was great. Master T had us go down there, and it's kind of funny because on Saturday he goes, hey, I need you here for pre-production for about 4:30, and I'm sitting there going, why do you need me? You know? All right, I was going to be there. I'll probably be there 4:30, and ended up I was going to be there 5 because I was going to go to the Brew Fest over here, which was a blast. Yay! And I got there. Surprise, surprise. I was going to help doing the announcing, and I have never done that before. And so it was a great event. Like, this event is getting better and better. You know, there's some things that you go to, and they're not good, and they're not getting any better. No, these guys are definitely improving every single time. The crowd is getting bigger. The fighters are getting, better. The matches, they're matched up better, they're paired up better. It's just, the ring girls are better. Oh my gosh, the announcer was better. So there was like so many things that were really a lot better this time. It was fabulous. Me, I have to get better. I was totally unprepared. All I knew was I promised him, hey, I'm going to wear my cat suit, da-da-da-da-da. One thing, you cannot wear stilettos in that ring. You're going to fall over. Okay, so that was not a good idea, but I'm assuming that's why the girls wore the boots. Later on I thought about it. It's like, all right, they're not wearing them little sharp they're not wearing no stilettos. So ring girls were not wearing stilettos. So I don't know. We got to figure out something that's going to work there. Again, it was a great event, and they have great people working on it. I'm going to get better. It's funny because when I'm watching it, like, I really wasn't sure exactly what they wanted. We had no dry run, nothing like that. When I'm watching it, I'm thinking to myself, okay, I'm watching this guy, and like I have all these ideas because, you know, I've been I kickboxed, and so and I've also taught, so I've watched people and been able to evaluate it, but to verbalize it was something completely different. So I really kind of failed on that one. I'm thinking that this isn't really that interesting for you guys. So let me get through this. But anyway, James Trotter covered it with JT Media Productions. It's supposed to be coming out on Channel 3, and if you guys ever get a chance, just go. It really is a lot of fun. They have some rappers there and stuff like that. I'm sorry, but I don't know their names, so I'm really sucking at that part. But anyways, I'm going to get really better. I'm going to learn how to do that, and let's move on. Let's move on. The funny thing was that I did meet the guy that was doing the video. He took pictures at the photo shoot today. He happened to live in Long Beach. So come on down, and he said, but we're not supposed to tell anything. He just told his wife, you know what, honey, I know it's my day off, but I'm going to go help this person with their cancer campaign. And she's like, baby, you're so sweet and everything. And he didn't say he was going to be taking pictures of a naked lady, but so let's just, yeah, right. Anyway, the Brewfest was great. We met a lot of awesome people. It was so much fun. I actually, this one guy came up to me and he's like, oh yeah, we're Facebook friends. I was like, oh my gosh, it was great. People talked to me about all the stuff going on, and I just passed out flyers. And if you guys get a chance, you should check out the Brewfest. There was, Eureka was there, and Hangar 24, and Ritual, and everybody, and it's really cool how you get to taste all this stuff. But I didn't taste anything except for the peanuts. I had some peanuts, but I did meet some really great people and pass out all of the kind of stuff that I was doing. I was thinking I should have like this. It'd be really cool to have like a Facebook party, so just the people on Facebook can come over and meet you, because a lot of them I don't really ever meet. So I wouldn't really recognize them. But anyway, I was going to talk about Chrissy Teigen, but I think I'm going to go ahead and kind of whiz through that. She's married to John Legend. It was really funny. There's something, I don't know if I posted it, but I was kind of thinking about it a little bit because she actually got fired from Forever 21 for being too fat. Yeah, okay, I wish I was that fat, really. But I think that, I don't know. They told her to go get measured and stuff too, but whatever, I mean, the way we view people and the way people have to be is just crazy, and it's really hard, like when you're in such, like that critical light, you want to do something, you're like, I want to model or something like that, and then you're just like, shit, I'm too fucking fat, you know? I mean, you could be really thin, but you're still going to think, I'm fat, or I have Fred Flintstone feet, because that's what I think. I'm like, I have Fred Flintstone feet, you know, and I hate my legs, and I hate this, and I hate that. So that's why this kind of thing is kind of good, because you can just put yourself out there, and you're like, ah, screw it. Okay, rest in peace, Tommy Ramone, dead at 65. Apparently, he had bile cancer. I didn't know anything about that, but he was, he had already been treated and was in hospice, and last of Mohicans, gone. Sorry about that, dude. But yeah, I didn't really hear a whole bunch about it going into it. I posted one of the articles about dumpster diving now. And I don't know if you got a chance to check it out, but it is on our Facebook page. And dumpster diving. Okay, I've jumped in the dumpster before. I did this once with my kids. It was around Christmas. I think we were looking for boxes because we're packing. And then I started looking at the boxes, and I looked and I was like, what the hell? And then I was like trying to reach stuff and everything. Before you know it, I was in there. I tossed one of the kids in there. We're digging out all this stuff. We found all this kind of like Christmas stuff and everything. It was pretty cool. Okay, but I don't think that I took any food. I may have just blocked that out of my mind. But this article is pretty interesting. It was on dumpster diving, and you know how he went in there and they found all this food, and they said that actually 1.3 billion tons of food are just discarded like that every year. It's like a third of what we make, what we produce, is just thrown in the garbage. So they came up with this plan, you know what I mean? Like they went and they had this first experience, and this guy goes in and he says, now they have this whole thing. It's like, okay, you wait 20 to 30 minutes till after the store closes, right? Okay, are you guys taking notes? Because you might need this. You might need this. This is valuable information. They take 2 hefty bags or something like that, one for bread and one for the other stuff, like the veggies and whatever, whatnots and stuff. And they said, like, once they can get past the smell, because it really doesn't bother them anymore, they wear these, like, thrashed clothes that they don't mind thrashing or whatever. And they go in there and clean up. So this guy says, I'm going to do this for like 2 weeks, right? He's going to do this whole thing for 2 weeks, and he's going to just like survive on the food he gets out of the dumpster, with the exception of spices, alcohol, and like condiments like mustard, mayonnaise, ketchup, like that kind of stuff, right? So he said ultimately he ate like it was just like a vegan diet pretty much, and he was really creative, and you know he had to use what he had and stuff like that. So they have like pictures of what he ate and stuff like that, and he said he felt a lot healthier. He was eating a lot healthier, which I thought was pretty interesting. But you know, that'd be really cool to try for a podcast, me just like jumping into a dumpster. I really think I'm going to do that. I'm pretty sure I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that. I'm going to get that done. So anyway, that will be, now I don't know if I'm going to like eat the food, but I'll jump in the dumpster and I'll take it out. Yes, that's what I'll do. If I can get through that part, then we'll see. Then we'll see, okay? Because he said like the bread is really fresh and stuff like that. So anyway, so I guess there's this Nepali girl that she was 15 years old, and she committed suicide. It says that after Brazil lost the World Series in the semifinals, she was really bummed out about it. She got teased about it, whatever. She was a big fan. She went to her room and she hanged herself. Yep. Friends had teased her, and obviously, to me, I'm saying, okay, there was a hell of a lot more going on than just that, right? But she was actually unstable to begin with, obviously. She was living with her grandparents. Her parents, like, work, I forgot, somewhere out of the country or whatever. Her mom and sister had teased her. And the funny thing is, this is weird. I just think this is really weird when people say this. They said, well, yeah, she went to her room and she studied first and then she hanged herself. Now, how the fuck do they know she was studying? Really? And what was she studying? Was she studying how the fuck to hang myself? How do I hang myself and pretend I'm studying? Maybe that was it. I mean, or did they have like this camera on her and says, oh my God, she's studying. But wait, now we don't have a camera because she's going to hang herself. I mean, how do you know like that kind of stuff? You know what I mean? And you know what? And if I'm going to hang myself and somebody knocks on my door and I'm thinking about it, okay, I'm going to hang myself, and they're going to be like, hey, what are you doing? Oh, I'm studying. Yeah, I'm studying. Come on. Really? Really? Okay. I totally, these people are idiots. You know what I mean? Because like I said, it wasn't that sent her over the edge, but it's kind of like that whole Ozzy thing. You know what I mean? Like that one kid that committed suicide because he was locked in his room and he was listening to Ozzy for days and stuff like that. And he got really depressed and he was listening to Suicide Solution, and it's Ozzy's fault. Of course, parents were outside, and they knew he had been locked in there for days, and all this was going on. But it's still Ozzy's fault. Fuck you, Ozzy. Fuck you. You killed our son. Right. Yeah, I love that. I don't know when we're going to start taking responsibility for the things we do. And you know what now? Mainly it's like the things that we don't do, right? Exactly. So I also posted on the guy who made the first legal marijuana purchase in Spokane, Washington, because that'll happen this week, which is very exciting. And the Cannabis Cup is going to be going over there too, and I hope I can go over there too. That's what my plans are. But his name was Mike Boyer, and he made the first legal purchase. I guess he stood in line for some ridiculous amount of time, like 19 hours. 19 hours. That's a long time. I mean, I guess, would I stand? I mean, that's actually like making history. So 19 hours for making history. I'm not sure. But the funny thing is they, they caught him on the news and everything. And so then his employer's like, whoa, oh my gosh, he got picked for that random drug test. No. And Mike's like, all right, well, let me see. Do you think he passed? No, he failed, and he failed miserably, and he failed so that they fired him. Yes, they fired his poor ass. He had 3 jobs. 2 of his 3 jobs he lost. He's pretty sure he's going to lose that 3rd one, and since the article has been posted, I'm pretty sure he lost that job too. But now he's thinking he's going to get hired. Who the fuck's going to hire him now? Really? So he decided to put his resume on Craigslist. Well, this guy, big brain. Big brain. Put your resume on Craigslist because he's hoping he can get a job in the weed industry because everybody knows that he smokes weed and he wasn't smart enough to figure this whole thing out and think it's real. Yeah. Anyway, he says he doesn't regret it, so good for him. And yeah, he is in that part of history, I guess, and he'll be fine. But just because you buy weed, man, doesn't mean that you're like some, weed scientist or some weed genius or whatever they call those things. Well, not that I know anything about that. I'm still getting educated on all that stuff. Thank you, High Times and Wham. Yes. But anyway, I just think that, how does that work? I mean, like, if the dude next to you can step out and, use his insulin, or the other person can go take their Xanax, or whatever they're taking, and they're medicating, why is it that you can't go medicate? You know what I mean? I mean, if you can get fired, why can't they get fired? Because I really don't understand that. I guess it's like some number, blah, 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 controlled substances, blah, 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 but how's all that going to happen? I'm not really sure. So I just think that's a little bit odd because I know people that take prescription drugs that they're pretty fucked up and they go to their job. Just saying. Just saying. You know what I mean? I mean, if that's how they have to go, then all right. I mean, I don't really understand it. You're going to go to your job, but you're going to take these pills, prescription pills, and you're going to be fucked up and you're going to go do your job. Yeah. That being said, we should probably move on. I think we should probably move on. Phil Varone, the former drummer of Skid Row. He's also in some other band. He was also on the Sex Rehab with Dr. Drew, which I really like Dr. Drew. He had and this this guy, a lot of, I don't know if it's gentleman or not, had a lot of good things to say about Dr. Drew. Apparently, he went on the Sex Rehab show. He said he would probably have been a better fit if he would have went into the drug rehab or whatever, the alcohol rehab or whatever. But that he got like care. I guess his mother had passed away. He never dealt with it. I guess his grandmother, passed away while he was in that program and stuff like that. So he said that it really, really helped him. Although he wasn't a sex addict, he just had to go on there to get the money to get this jump start or whatever. He says that he has, I guess after his career, he tried like stand-up comedy and a few other things, and he eventually moved over to Vegas, and he is doing like this swinger porn. Yeah, his true calling, swinger porn. Everybody has a purpose in this life. Everybody has a purpose, okay? And apparently he figured all this out because he's had sex with over 3,000 women. Now, I could go 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't have 3,000 fingers and toes, And I don't have that nipple app either. So how do you keep track of that? Now, I'm guessing, call me crazy, but how do you keep track of those 3,000 people? I don't think it was even like, it was in the last few years while we've had computers. Or, I mean, is this like a lifetime or what? That's a lot of people. And you know what? I don't want to count that high. And you know what? When I can't, like when I get to a point where I can't count, I'm just not going to count anymore because it really doesn't matter. It really doesn't. But apparently it mattered and it worked for this guy because he was also doing a video. Maybe that's how I kept track of him. Maybe he videoed everybody he fucked because, or boinked because, I mean, then you could just like count your videos, right? And you could be like on one of those days where you're just like not doing anything and you pour yourself a drink and your friend comes over. You I wonder how many of those videos I have. Yeah, let's watch this one. And you start counting them. Damn, I got 3,000 of them. Woo, hot diggity. Is that how it works or what? You know what I mean? Or, I mean, yeah. Or do you like just like give them a number in your phone book or you put like little tick marks on your calendar or what? Because I'm pretty sure he's not using the nipple app. He probably should use it though. He probably really should use it. Anyway. So he goes over to Vivid Entertainment, right, because he moves to Vegas, and he says, yeah, I got all these videos, and I want to do something with them. What can we do? And they said, absolutely nothing. You need their permission, and you need to prove that they're of age, and blah, blah, blah. And he's all shooks. However, what he does is he goes out and he shoots another video, and I guess they loved him. Winner of the decade or something. I mean, I don't know what he's got going on there, but they decided that they were going to take a chance on him, and he has this show now. He's the host and director of 100% Real Swingers, and I guess the whole thing is you know it's just swingers porn. Yeah, swingers porn. That's what it is. Yes, swingers porn. And he said that, you know, they're asking him, well, how do you do the casting and stuff like that? Excuse me, can I have a couple of swingers over here? Sure. Can I sit in on your auditions? Yeah. No. He said that, you know, it's kind of like this whole underground kind of thing, very anonymous, and mostly it's by referral. That's not what he said. Referral. Oh, word of mouth. No pun intended. Yeah, no pun intended. There's another gesture I was going to throw in there, but whatever. I'm not. Whatever. Just moving on. So I guess he knew people already who were willing to do it, and he said one of the biggest problems is that he's had is that they get in there and that they don't like each other. So you have these two couples coming in, right? And they're like, oh, man, I don't want to do it with this fool. Oh, God, you know, he stinks and he's this and he's that and da-da-da-da-da, whatever. And so that just kind of ruins the whole show and everything. And so, yeah. But anyway, that is a pretty interesting concept. I might just have to check it out for homework purposes, of course. That's it. And then, you know, they talked about all this other thing that cuckolding, I guess it's called, and I guess it's when, like, I guess he would go in and have sex with a woman, and she will degrade her old man while they're having sex. So, you know, like, oh, don't you wish, you know, that you were as big as him, and don't you wish that you're fucking me right now, blah, 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 and all that kind of stuff. And I guess the guy really gets off on that. So I thought, that's interesting. And he was saying how these people are very affluent, the ones that he would come in contact with, you know, that were really into that, and that, like, very, you know, play the game, straight-laced, you know, people. And so they would say, oh, I've never had, like, sex with someone like you before or one of your kind and stuff like that because he's all tatted up, blah, 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 whatever. So I think that's kind of interesting. He also made a point to say that, you know, these people were affluent enough that they could, you know, get rid of him in a heartbeat, which I think is interesting. And you know what? I can't find the rest of my notes, so I'm going to put this on pause for 2 seconds. Hopefully I won't show you my nipples, and I will be back in 2 seconds. Thank you for waiting. I'm back. I probably didn't even need to do all that, but anyway, let's see. I also posted this stupid thing on Showgirls. I mean, I don't know how many of you have watched Showgirls, but those things are hilarious if you go on there. Oh my gosh, they're ridiculous. And I remember even watching that movie back then. It was ridiculous. So now I still think it's ridiculous. It's even more ridiculous. How does that even happen? But I remember my kids watching that movie too, and I was like, okay, you can see boobies, but you can't see this, or you can't see, or you can see butts, you can't see that. And this is so funny. Oh my gosh. If you watch all those GIFs that are on there, oh my gosh, you're going to be cracking up. Which brings me to the kind of the relationship part that I wanted to talk about, a relationship segment. I was wondering, like, do all men have these older woman fantasies? And when does it change from an older woman to a younger woman? I mean, and is it ever your age? Is it ever that you're going to go for somebody that is your age, or what? I mean, or do you go for somebody that is your age and the other things are just fantasies? Well, obviously not for some people. But it's so funny because, you know, the posts that I got on it when I asked that question were really interesting. You know, and one guy's like, oh yeah, well, I never really had that fantasy. But, you know, I mean, I think most younger guys do, or a lot of younger guys do. I don't know why. But, I mean, gosh, I mean, I don't know if I had an older guy fantasy. And I wonder if that's something that's really common with women. I'd really like to know what your feedback is. I really need a phone. I really need people to call me or to tell me. But, you know, it's also, you know, one of the guys was saying basically it's, you know, you can tell when the younger girls start looking at you a little bit different and stuff. It's kind of like time to switch over. But basically it was somewhere like late 30s to mid to early 40s or whatever. Now, if I think back, did I have an older guy fantasy? I'm not really sure, but my first husband was considerably older than me. So, I mean, I don't think it was really a fantasy or anything like that. I think he just lied about his age, and I just, like, never really even questioned it. Dummy. That's a whole other story because it ended up that my stepdaughter and I are only 10 years apart. Yeah, that was quite interesting. So I was raising her, and we had custody of her, and we're only 10 years apart. Yeah. So they'd be like, why don't you guys get rid of your older brother and let's go party? And we thought, woohoo! I was like, yeah, it's not my older brother. Shoot. Life's a blast. I did see my stepson today. I haven't seen him in a long time. I don't usually call him my stepson, but I'm just saying that for you because for me, he's just my son. But for you guys, I guess you guys would say, what? And he's like in his late 30s, so that was pretty interesting too. And because I had custody, or we had custody of the his two kids. So I raised them, and the age difference was just very, very slight. So did they raise me or did I raise them? I don't even know now. My kid like tells me, go to bed, don't eat the peanut butter out of the jar. You really should do this. You really should do that. I mean, I reprimanded her today for something while I was gone. She did something that wasn't like devastating. And I'm sitting there going, I don't even think I have the authority to do that anymore. Yeah, because they're like taking care of themselves. I'm gone for the weekend. Oh, yeah. Where's your mom? Well, let me see. She's at Brewfest and at the fights, and then she's going to go get her naked body painted, and everybody's going to see her nipples and her hoo-ha and all that stuff, and da-da-da-da. And as long as she's home on time, we're good. Yeah, and I'm going to say don't. Actually, my kids are doing fucking amazing right now. I mean, I know so many kids that would just say, oh, you know what, my mom has this, and my dad doesn't come around, and blah, 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 and I'm just going to drink and get fucked up and just, you know, feel sorry for myself and just shut down. My kids are playing tennis and Monopoly on the weekends with their older brothers. Cool. Who's raising who? Oh, it is what it is right now. And you know what? I have to do what I have to do, and I have to do this, and it takes a lot of time. I have to kind of go out on a limb, and I got to do what I got to do. And they will be fine. They'll be fine. And anyway, so yeah, let's talk about that. So I'm talking kind of along the lines of what's too much. And I'm kind of talking about what's too much in a different kind of a sense. You know what I mean? Am I doing too much? And where is that fine line? And it's really cool because, like I said, my campaign is, I'm walking that line, and I'm learning to walk it very well. And I thought, like on Facebook and social media, you could like post stuff, right? And of course they don't like nipples. Because nipples, we just had that conversation. Nipples make it sex now. And sex just morphs right into porn. But anyway, if you are talking about like something health related or medical, or if you're breastfeeding, you can show your tits. Flash them. So you know what? I wonder if I could say, oh yes, I was a breastfeeding. I breastfed my kids. Therefore, here are my boobs because I breastfed, and you can see them now because that's what I'm talking about. And I want you to see post breastfeeding boobs. What do you think? Well, I don't think I'd get away with that, but I do know that I can get away with saying, yes, this is, we're talking about cancer. Yeah. And so now my picture is okay, and they really can't take it down. Isn't that crazy? And that's like the whole artsy thing. Like, we're going to put out donation boxes, right? And we want to do like a cast of my boob and cover it with latex and stuff like that. And the thing is that, you know, as long as I don't paint the nipple or, you know, do the whole areola and stuff like that, then it'll probably be fine. It'll catch attention and everything. And that will probably be totally legal within the guidelines, whatever, and the policies or whatever. So that's pretty crazy how people have that whole thing set up in their mind. But guys can show their nipples all day long, and it's no big deal, right? And so I'm talking about too much, and I'm thinking too much as far as, I guess, well, part of that came up because somebody reported one of my pictures. There's nudity. Oh, Jesus. Nudity. Nudity. Just, it really is a simple, don't fucking look. Funny thing is on my cover, like, if you guys have been on my Facebook, not on the Everything Gem, but my other one, there is a girl in the corner, because I have this Girls in Vinyl thing that my son did for me, and she's sitting there, and upper left-hand corner, out there, boobs, nipples, everything. We did have an edited version where we had little tiny, little cute little vinyls covering her nipples. Maybe that's what I should get. But she had those, and I mean, the pictures are amazing that he posted and put together. We collaged them, and they look lovely. But nobody reported that picture. And there's another one that people keep saying, oh, is that you? And I'm like, okay, that is not me. This artsy thing with this girl with the scarf, and she's dancing, and she looks all graceful. Trust me, I am not fucking graceful. Graceful is not a word that you would use to describe Jem. No. Not graceful. No. So she's like all graceful and beautiful, and she's got this scarf and everything, and she's got these nice little teeny pert boobs and everything, and yeah. Weird. That's not me, but they reported it, and it's nudity. And that one's been reported before, but it's artsy. It's artsy-fartsy, so, you know, you can't really do anything about it. And it's not me. Not me. I'm not even that slight. And it's just, don't look. Don't look. I mean, it's not one that's like up like as my profile pic now, but it was a past profile pic. So don't fucking look. It really is that simple. So, again, too much. So too much. Let's say you see a guy and you think he is just, yeah. What is too much? I mean, does it depend on the situation? Are you always taking a chance? I mean, is there a point where a woman can say something to you and it kind of just, it goes the opposite way? Like if she throws herself at you, that you're just going to be like, oh, hell no, I don't want her. Or is that like just depend on how she looks? So she can throw herself at you as long as she has the desirable look. So that's like, okay. But if she does not have that desirable look, then she cannot, I mean, then it's just like nasty. I mean, is that how it goes? Or does it even matter? I mean, like if I bought you a drink and wrote on the napkin, take me home or whatever, and slid that drink over to you, would that work? Is that too much? What does it depend on? Like typically, I would have to, I think I would have to have like some kind of indication in one way or another that, I mean, at least minimally that person would have had to be, you know, we would have had to have some kind of eye contact for me to do something like that. But, you know, I mean, what would you do if you got that napkin? I mean, just Does it just depend on the day, the mood, the last time you got laid? I mean, are those things all, do those things all have to be factored in? You know what I mean? If, you know, I don't know, what is too much? I mean, would you do that? Let's say you're with your girlfriend and this girl does something like that and she's there. What does that mean? You know what I mean? I guess all those things have to be factored in. But I do think that there is, you know, if somebody hasn't given you any kind of an indication, then it might be too much. It might be too much. Yes, I have bought someone a drink who I knew. And there was kind of like a mutual interest. I bought him a drink and I said, the drink's for you. Basically, it's like, you know, the drink's for you. I'm here for you too. So, the drink's yours. I'm yours too. So that's how that went. But I already had an indication. I already knew. It wasn't even an indication. It was, you know, I knew where that situation was. So, yeah. So just happened to see them, run into him. I was like, yeah, okay. But, you know, that can be, like, changed all kinds of ways and stuff. So I really wish you guys had, like, hit me up on my Facebook and tell me what you think about those things. Or just, like, kind of, you know, what, you know, where is it trying to, what about two girls going up to you? I mean, I guess that would be a guy's dream. As a matter of fact, that guy was saying that, the guy we were talking about, what the hell's his name? That was the drummer. Shit. I'm going to look back here at my notes. But he was saying that when he was on tour with, Phil Brown, he was saying that when he was on tour with Poison, the pinnacle of his, I guess his sexual experience was during that period of time. He had 3 occasions that he was with mom and daughter, and I'm assuming that he had them both at the same time, same bed, same time, right? I don't think I don't think that would be for me. And, you know, I mean, we don't know the details. That could have been mom, stepdaughter, mom, I don't know, it could have been any kind of a relationship and stuff. But, I mean, really, is that, I mean, 3 different occasions within that period of time? Pretty damn interesting. I wonder if I get those videos from him. I mean, I wonder if, like, that whole mom thing took over. Hey, what did I tell you to do? Get over there and blow that ass. Yeah, blow that ass all over there. Just get to it. Get to it. I told you that. No. Don't do your homework right now. Get over there and do it. No. Yeah, that whole... Yeah, I mean, I wonder what the dynamics are there. That would be very interesting to see. Very, very interesting to see. So, yeah, I hope you enjoy a lot of the posts that go up there. There's stuff that a lot of us want to talk to, don't want to talk. We don't really talk about them in the way that we're kind of thinking about them. It's like one of those things, like even a long time ago, I remember thinking, you know, and I have had times when I have been heavy, you know, so I'm not picking on somebody. I've not always been, you know, at the right weight. I actually worked for Weight Watchers for 8 years, stuff like that too. So, but you know, like I think things like I'd be like, gosh, you know, like when you're big, how do you fit like on the toilet? You know how you have all those questions or something like that, or you know, I'm not even gonna say what I'm saying because it's just too far fetched. But you guys know what I'm talking about, right? You have like those questions. You're like, yeah. So, but I hope to be able to talk about some of those things because it's not that I don't have a filter. I definitely have a filter, but you know, it's just interesting to hear somebody talk about them, right? And ask those questions. You're thinking, oh God, I'm not the only one asking those questions. You know what I mean? But you know, all in all, it's a great life. And so I was going to talk about a couple of things today. It was funny because when I was getting the body thingy painted, obviously that's like on the top of my mind, and I hope I don't bore you to death with that. But I was thinking about like how it was really, it was like this First of all, it was an incredible weekend, okay? Because really, I'm out there getting exposure, talking to people, trying to get them to listen to the podcast and stuff like that. Please, please, please! I can't wait till I have guests and stuff. It's going to be great. But if you like my Facebook, even if you don't listen to it and click on it or whatever, I don't even care. I know you're not going to listen to the whole thing, okay? I know that you're not going to listen to the whole thing, so. And I know that I'm tired tonight, and I really don't have that much energy, and I'm probably not asking all the right questions, but if you at least click on it and it has the like, then I'll be really happy about that. So, it's a great life. I was thinking when I was there today that, first of all, how I want to say thank you to everybody who helped with that project because it was amazing. And then, anybody that's helping me with my campaign, whether it's, a 10-second hug that you give me, like maybe you gave me a hug at Brewfest, or, if we've met and it's a friendship that's going to last forever or whatever, all of it's important. All of that support is really, really important. Today I closed my eyes and I took in everything in the craziest sensory way. You know what I mean? I wanted to feel like the touch, the hands, you know what I mean? I wanted to be able to see things too. Well, obviously my eyes weren't closed at that time, right? Duh. But, hear them, smell them, like just remember everything in that way, in that completeness and stuff like that. And it was funny, I told the girl, it was just an amazing feeling. I mean, really just to like feel like when they're holding up my arm maybe to paint it, or whatever they were doing, that touch is so healing. And it's kind of like it's intimate. It's definitely an intimate touch because you're standing there naked. You're just naked. You in the air. Yeah. Yep. Breezes everywhere. Yeah. And they're like, wow, it's really hot in here. I'm like naked. And I'm like, well, I'm not half as hot as they are because they got a bunch of clothes on, right? But like the warmth of their touch and everything, and just like that caringness and stuff. I know it sounds really weird, but there's a different kind of intimacy. Like I had a friend who like crashed on his motorcycle and he couldn't really do much, and I actually went and brushed his hair. That's a different kind of intimacy. You know what I mean? But yeah, it's really intimate, and mostly like in retrospect, you see that and see how intimate that is. It's like today, they were very caring and very loving in a different kind of a way. Yeah, they were painting me and doing this artsy thing and stuff like that, but I could still get that whole sense of things, and I wanted to remember things. I told the girl a story of like how I used to like put my son Jacob, I put him on the bed when he was just barely born, maybe like a week or two or whatever, and I would stare at him and try to hold my eyes open really, really big, and I would smell him, and I just wanted to like just take him all in so I could remember how amazing he was because I never wanted to forget it. That's how I felt today. So everybody's important. Everything's important. You know what I mean? I know it sounds really corny and everything, but this is the time I talk about the corny stuff. So, you can shut off now if you want. But, it also lets you get to know a different side of me and stuff like that. So, that being said, I wanted to take pictures with my eyes, I wanted to just think of it, just like sink in and absorb it all. It was really cool. And like I said, everybody is important. Like whether I ran into you at Brewfest or whoever, everybody's important. There's just somebody will say something at one point in time that just everything just clicks, and there's signs all around that direct you and stuff. Did you guys see the rainbow today? There's a great rainbow over here out by Redlands. I was hoping I could get to that pot of gold. And that dude that gives out all that cash, he was out in the Inland Empire too. I wonder who won that, but I'll find out his name and post it or whatever if you guys aren't aware of it. But he hides money, hidden cash or some shit like that. Yeah, so you can follow him on Twitter. And it seems like a dream how time is just going by really quickly. It's like they're just flying by, and my days fly by. I don't even know what day it is, and I don't even feel like my feet are on the ground sometimes. So some people would call that like mental disorder, blah blah blah, or whatever. Yeah, I know. Yeah. I know. I get it. So if you haven't already, please don't forget to like me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter, follow me on Instagram, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. And I'm so sorry that I'm so burned out today and I don't have that much energy, but it's been a really long day and I had to get this done because tomorrow I have 2 shows. Remember, I'm going to be on the radio with Blaine Humbles at chaoticradio.com, and I think like I'm slotted for like 9:30, but his show actually starts at 8 a.m. Don't tell him, but I haven't watched or listened to his show. I don't even know if you can watch it, but I have not listened to it. So, oh my God, I'm going to have to put it on in the morning. And also, we're going to be kicking it old school tomorrow night, so you can get to see me there too. And keep your eyes open because we're going to be posting the pictures. And I'm going to try to keep the nipples in. And I don't know, like I will see if I can give you like one last peek of this amazing work here. I have like hands on my butt, which I really didn't even notice. It was really funny. There's a picture where like I'm like flipping the bird, and you can just see the back of me painted and stuff like that. So anyway, it's really cool. And again, special thanks to Master T at Archangel, Blaine Humbles for tomorrow, Alan Conrad over at the North Orange Show. So nice gave me press passes. Bruce over at Guitar Center in San Bernardino. He's amazing. James Trotter, Luciano, my friend Michael, and my amazing kids. And remember, there's nothing more important than people. If we forget that, we're fucked. This is Jem signing off with everything I need. So have a good week, and I will talk to you soon. I'm going to try to record a vlog really quick. Bye.